All right, everybody, we are here for a historic moment. The earliest season Category 5 hurricane has officially formed. Hurricane Beryl is a beast with maximum wind speeds sustained of 160 miles per hour and maximum gusts at 195. This is a historic hurricane. This has never happened before. We have never had a hurricane on July 1st. The central low pressure, the lowest pressure right now, right, is 938 millibars, all right? That usually, whenever we have a Category 5 that's barely a Category 5, it's usually somewhere in the 930s or the 940s. So things are lining up here, and unfortunately, it slammed the Lesser Antilles less than 24 hours ago, bringing catastrophic impacts. We're seeing lots of damage photos. We already have reports of fatalities, injuries. It's all pretty horrific stuff, and this is continuing to head northwestward, and, I genuinely don't think it's going to weaken out as much as the National Hurricane Center is saying. At this point, it was already expected to start its weakening trend originally, and now it is a Category 5 hurricane. Again, the earliest season Cat 5 ever. This does not happen. This is not meant to happen. Again, this is a historic moment that will likely not happen again in our lifetimes. This is an incredible thing, an incredibly dangerous thing as well, right? You really have to pay attention here. If you are, even at this point, if you're in the Antilles, you're probably still getting some minor impacts from this, but now we are worried about other areas ahead of this, all right? Jamaica, Central America, you guys need to be on high alert, like, seriously. Again, this is one of the more dangerous hurricanes that we have seen in the past few years, all right? It is rapidly intensifying here in the Atlantic. Again, maximum gusts at almost 200 miles per hour is nearly unheard of, and again, for July 1st, that is unheard of. So, Mr. Storm, Roman, what are you guys thinking? We'll do Mr. Storm first.
Yeah, I mean, it's just absolutely unbelievable. I mean, it just shows the horrors of what this hurricane season really has in store for us. But, I mean, it's just, I'm speechless, guys, and I know everyone else is too, but it's just ridiculous to have a Category 5 hurricane, on July 1st. I mean, that's just crazy. It's unheard of, but that's what's happening with Beryl because this season is a hurricane season on steroids, all right? So, I mean, things like this can happen with this kind of season, but all I can say is that just taking this into perspective, I mean, this really does show the powers of what this hurricane season really could bring.
Yeah, 100%.
I have to go. Apologize about leaving late or leaving early, but I have to go, guys.
All right, see you.
Okay. Bye, Mr. Storm.
Bye.
I honestly can't even muster words right now, Davis. I am legitimate speechless.
This is actually insane. Again, I mean, Mr. Storm pointed this out to me. This literally just turned Cat 5 minutes ago. He pointed it out to me, and I seriously thought he was joking, alright? I thought he was totally trolling. But then Roman started freaking out about it. I was like, wait, they're being serious? And then I looked myself and saw this. A horrific, catastrophic Category 5 Hurricane Beryl here. That's, I mean, there's really nothing to say other than just... we need to pray for all these people again. This is just horrible. All right, nobody should have to go through this. This is a really deadly hurricane, and the fact that this was only originally forecasted to become, Category 2, and it became Category 5 just goes to show that hurricanes are unpredictable, all right? We've got ourselves a long season ahead of us. I don't even think this is going to be the only Category 5 this season, hot take. If we're getting Category 5s on July 1st, all right, I don't even want to think about what's going to happen on the East Coast most likely and in the Gulf of Mexico. It's horrible.
Yeah.
It is. It's really sad stuff.
Yeah, I honestly can't believe this, Davis. But I do have news coming from Hurricane Beryl. I don't know if I said this on stream before. I don't think I said it at all. But we do have 2 confirmed fatalities from this storm in Grenada after a house collapsed, which is really sad. And also, reports estimated that the hurricane caused over $1 billion in damages.
That's crazy. So, oh my gosh. When is the last time that a Lesser Antilles landfall itself, the only thing it hit were the Antilles, and it caused over $1 billion in damages? Has that ever happened? That is just crazy stuff.
So I really don't want to know when it gets, to these little tiny islands out here, especially near Jamaica. when it gets towards Jamaica, this will be a really bad situation. When it gets, to Mexico and when it gets to Texas eventually, I I have no words. This is an absolutely devastating situation. It's also a incredibly unreal situation because it's a Cat 5 on July 1st. You don't get this. You've never had this in recorded history so far. So you are legitimately watching history here. This will be one of those streams, I guarantee, 5 years from now, you will go back to and say, wow, this happened.
Yeah, and I mean, unfortunately, as we wake up tomorrow at 7 a.m., things are, they're not going to be any better, all right? The National Hurricane Center is putting this at a 5-mile-per-hour wind difference, which technically would be enough to dip it back down into a Category 4. But first of all, the difference between, 155-mile-an-hour winds and 160-mile-an-hour winds is incredibly minimal. You can't tell a difference at all, really. And secondly, all right, they didn't think it would go to Cat 5 at all, so it could just stay Category 5. Whenever we wake up tomorrow, we may have a Category 5 in our hands still. I mean, this is just, again, absolutely insane. Again, this does not happen. It's never happened. Probably not going to happen again in our lifetimes, as I said. I mean, this is just as historic, possibly one of the most historic moments that we're going to see from this entire hurricane season coming on July 1st. It's just insane. It's sad to hear about all the fatalities, all the damage that has already occurred. I mean, this is honestly just horrific, and the fact that this is not done, it's not even close to done, it's just making me, it gets emotional. It does, and it's again, it's gonna head towards even more populated areas next.
It legitimately makes me sick. It makes me sick knowing that there are people out here. The thing with tornadoes and hurricanes is tornadoes cause unreal damage, but thankfully they cause it in a small area. Hurricanes just cause mass destruction everywhere. It's absolutely unreal.
Yeah, I mean, this is just crazy. And, I know we have so many viewers right now. We have 30 viewers at one time, and we started 6 minutes ago, now 33 viewers. So I want to thank you guys all for the support. And one thing that I do want to say, this is the only time I'm going to say this during this stream until maybe the very end. I promise you I'm not going to go on and on about this, but please, please, please subscribe to my channel and Roman's channel. Roman's channel is in the link in the description there, sorry, in the chat. And obviously, you can just click the subscribe button below the live stream here. Please, we're going to be covering this live as it makes landfall in the United States, or at least I know I am, if it does make landfall in the United States. And that's another important thing to note. Again, we really don't know what this is going to do, all right? At this point, the only thing we have even a general, idea of what's going to happen is that it's probably going to make a landfall somewhere in the Gulf of Mexico and the U.S. there. That's literally all we know. We don't know what it's going to do after that. We don't know how strong it's going to be, really. It's definitely not going to be Cat 5 strength. We can say that much. It's not going to be quite as intense as what we're seeing out here, but it's still going to be some pretty crazy stuff, most likely. And, again, it's just really sad to see. So all you folks out there that are, worried about this, just like and subscribe, and we will give you guys all the information that you need to know about this hurricane. Yeah, go subscribe to Mr. Storm too. I mean, all of these, small WX creators here are the ones to be subscribing to right now, because those are the ones that are actually the most consistent with their content. So we're going to be giving you guys all that you need to know about Hurricane Beryl and all the other hurricanes this season, as we do have a historic season ahead of us. So sorry again, that's the only time I'll say this stream. I promise you, I'm not going to say that again until maybe the very end. But this is why we're doing this, right? If anybody in the chat has literally any questions that they can rack off their brain about Hurricane Beryl, now is the time to put them. That is why we're here.
Yeah. I know a lot of people are probably really concerned right now, and they're probably like, why is this happening? We honestly have no idea why this is happening. The waters out there in the Caribbean Sea are extremely abnormally warm. It is unreal out there. So that's why. I also just want to say this, that this storm went from a literal tropical storm to a Category 4, a high-end Category 4 in not even 24 hours.
That's just unreal rapid intensification, and it's crazy.
It's what we saw with Otis a year ago, right? The one that hit Tampico, or am I saying that right? I don't think it hit. Where did it hit?
No, it hit. Yeah, there were a couple that hit the west coast of Mexico. It's crazy, but the fact that we have the warmest sea surface temperatures ever recorded for this time of year, I believe, and then also the fact that we have very limited wind shear coming through because we're entering a La Nina pattern, which basically what it does is it warms up the ocean temperatures out. We're going through a La Nina pattern which cools off the ocean temperatures in the Pacific, right? And that's going to what that's going to do is it's going to cut down on all the storm activity that we have going on out here, and in turn, that's going to send less wind shear out into the Atlantic. And hurricanes don't like wind shear, so if there's less wind shear in the Atlantic, that's not a good sign, obviously. And I think that's one of the reasons that Hurricane Beryl has just managed to intensify so fast. But still, this is unheard of. Even in our most intense seasons like 2005 and 2020, we didn't see anything like this, anything even close to this. Sorry, I did not mean to leave Radar Omega there, but yeah.
Sam, honestly, I don't know. This hurricane is out of control, but Radar Omega does have this thing weakening by 5 miles per hour, and then it will gradually weaken, but we honestly have no idea.
Yeah, guys, and what you're looking at here, in case you're curious, this is the National Hurricane Center's prediction for Hurricane Beryl. We're looking at this through the Radar Omega app, which you can have on your iOS or Android device for a pretty cheap cost. It's the most capable radar app, in my opinion. Not a sponsor, but I just love them, so... but this is just the National Hurricane Center's track for it. This is, the cone of uncertainty. So they think that the hurricane is going to go somewhere in the cone here. The eye wall is. So, and this is the strength that they have it at, right? So they have it. They do have it weakening out, right? But, and again, obviously it has to weaken out eventually. I think by the time that it gets past Jamaica, there's a 0% chance that it starts strengthening at least back up to this kind of intensity again. But before Jamaica, honestly, I have no idea because, again, we were expecting it already to start weakening out at this time originally, but now we have a Category 5. So, really, we have, honestly, no idea because this could either, completely break the scales and, turn into an even stronger Category 5 hurricane, or what we're hoping for, and luckily for everybody, the more likely scenario is that this weakens out and slowly becomes weaker and weaker as it approaches the Gulf of Mexico.
I literally am speechless right now. I have no idea what to say. Also, this storm has recorded millibars of 938, so this storm is very, very, very strong.
Yeah, I mean, that's just, again, absolutely insane. I can't believe it. Again, this is a historic moment for the Atlantic. Again, I know we've said it so many times, but it truly is. Again, I genuinely don't think this is going to happen again for decades and decades, and it hasn't happened ever in recorded history, so it's just really scary to see, honestly. And again, everybody in the Gulf of Mexico needs to be on high alert because we don't know exactly where this is going to go, right? We're going to get more and more certain on exactly what it's going to do as it gets closer and closer to the United States. But right now, again, we've only narrowed it down really to the Gulf of Mexico. We have some models saying it'll even hit the panhandle of Florida still, which I think is very unlikely, but still, it's a possibility. We didn't think it was going to get to Cat 5, and it did. So anything is possible, guys. Just remember that. This is an incredibly dangerous ocean.
Yeah, the thing is...
Oh.
I honestly still kind of can't believe what's happening right now. We are looking at history, literally. This might not even happen in the next 100 years. I don't even know. This is unprecedented. We have no idea now what's going to happen with Beryl, really. Hopefully what the models are saying is that it's going to weaken, but they said that 2 or 3 hours ago, and it's not weakening. So we have really no idea what's going to happen with this storm down the line.
Yeah, and again, the fact that this has intensified from a tropical storm to a Cat 4 in 24 hours, first of all, is almost unheard of for the Atlantic in this early of a season. And then the fact that it weakened, and we thought that things were going to start calming down even earlier than we thought. It got down to Category 3 for a little bit, and then it resurged, and now we are at a Category 5 hurricane, the highest level that you can get if you're not aware. Category 5 hurricanes are rare. Last year we only had one of them in the entirety of the Atlantic, and we're only at the very beginning of the season, and we already have one.
Yeah, this is just absolutely unprecedented. If you haven't already, please go ahead and sub to Davis Does Weather. He is busting his butt out here trying to relay information to everybody and anybody. It is incredible what he's doing, and I'm here to help. I'm literally just here to help and relay information.
Yeah, thank you for that. Again, you guys are crazy. This is already my most active concurrent viewer stream ever. You guys are crazy, and again, I think it's just because of the unexpectedness of this news here. Everybody's worried about this, and again, we're here to put your mind at ease. We're going to be talking about who needs to be worried, what you need to be worried for, and more. So, again, if anybody has any questions relating to Beryl at all, or really anything at all this hurricane season, then leave them down below. I don't even know what to say. Things are looking bad for us here in Jamaica. This is a monster. Honestly, at this point in Jamaica, it is looking very dangerous for you. Again, it's going to be a potentially a major hurricane at landfall in Jamaica there. So we got to look out for that, obviously. Be careful.
Just please stick to notifications for this storm. It's incredibly, we can't even stress how important it is to keep all eyes on this storm here. If you're in Jamaica or anywhere there, I would be concerned. I would be really concerned. So if down the line, you might want to start, thinking about, putting stuff away, getting ready, putting up sandbags and everything. That would be, that would be a really great thing to do. But the thing is, don't panic too much because if you panic too much, it's not good. So just please be concerned about this storm. It is a really big storm. It's going to cause some damage out there in Jamaica. We really don't know right now. It's still kind of far away, so you guys definitely have plenty of days before, to prepare for this storm. Just please be careful.
Yeah, for sure. And, again, this is just absolutely insane. It's unprecedented. It will likely, not happen again for a very, very long time. And again, our goal here is to put your mind at ease. So please, leave us literally any questions you have about this storm down below. And we'll try to answer them accurately and honestly, as I like to say here. Again, we'll be here for as long as necessary. I mean, this is just crazy. Again, we also have a ton of viewers tuning in. And I mean, again, I appreciate that so much, you guys. You are incredible. I cannot ask for a better fan base, but I don't want to get all sappy right now. So again, it just, it's crazy. It really is. And it's sad to see that this storm is already causing fatalities. It's already causing mass destruction. It is really just a beast. It's a monster, all right? And, nobody ever has had this strong of a hurricane impact them this early in the season. I can say that with confidence because, again, this is the earliest Category 5 in recorded history. We've never had it on July 1st. It was also the first Category 4 in June ever. It was even the first major hurricane to ever happen in June. So this storm is just breaking all kind of records. So honestly, there's no limits for what this storm could do next. Is Jamaica going to get hit very hard? Yeah, likely.
Yeah, likely. But it's still kind of far out. But it is saying that this hurricane will affect Jamaica, and it looks like it will affect Jamaica pretty hard. So just please, be careful out there. Go ahead and prepare for this storm. This is going to be a very large storm.
Stephanie, I'm gonna look like an idiot here, but I genuinely don't know where Grand Cayman is.
I got you. No, I got you.
Okay.
Grand Cayman. Okay, so Grand Cayman is in. I got you. Hold on. Give me a minute, everybody.
Yeah, I know we got a lot of Jamaican viewers tuning in, and again, guys, the important thing to note is that you have the potential to see a major hurricane. Now, either way, you're getting a hurricane of some category. All right, the difference between a Category 2 hurricane and a Category 3 hurricane is there, but both of them you should be pretty worried about, all right? So start preparing now, all right? The good thing about this storm is because of the intensity of it, we can tell you to prepare now because we know we have a decent idea of where this is going to go next, right? And we know that Jamaica is going to get hit pretty hard here. So, again, it's important that all you guys out there in Jamaica are preparing now, all right? Listen to your local officials.
Cayman Islands. Grand Cayman is the Cayman Islands, and it does look like they will get hit somewhat with this storm, but I don't think it'll be as strong as it is now by the time it gets there, but it looks like it will be of Category 2 strength, so just please, be prepared for this storm if you're out here and you're in Jamaica and the Cayman Islands. That is what we're looking at there for the Cayman Island area.
Yeah, for sure.
Welcome in, Cecilia.
Yeah, what's up, Cecilia? What's up, Stephanie, Tycon, everybody out here, that's new to the channel. I appreciate you guys for all tuning in. You guys are amazing. And again, you guys are the reason we're doing this. So, if you have any questions, obviously, leave them down below. That's the whole reason we're here. We're not just going to sit here and talk about, Hurricane Beryl, because if we wanted to do that, we wouldn't even go live. But we are here to see if anybody has any questions. Again, we're here to put your mind at ease. Because remember, all right, you guys out here in, the Antilles, Jamaica, all right, the Gulf of Mexico, you guys have seen hurricanes before, right? So it's not going to be the end of the world, and you know that, but, there are some things that you need to prepare for, and again, we're here to tell you what. And again, it's all based on where your location is, and, again,
and we're not just here, we are here to give an update, but we are just here to let people know that it's going to be okay in the long run. It's going to get pretty rough for a while, but in the end, this storm will dissipate, and it's going to leave a mark, but the thing is, people are strong. They're stronger than this hurricane. So people will always come back. Just please, be prepared for this storm. We really don't want to see any more fatalities. We really don't want to see any more damage. But unfortunately, we're seeing lots of bad news. So just please stay safe. I can't stress that enough. Davis can't stress it enough. Just please stay safe, everybody.
What can Belize expect with this storm? Where's Belize at?
Maybe some outer bands, I think. Maybe some strong winds and maybe some storm surge, maybe. But Belize won't get really affected by this storm. But I bet you guys will experience some outer bands from this storm.
Yeah, and also remember, you guys, everybody out there in Belize, remember, the cone of uncertainty is right outside of you, but details could change, right? We've had so many changes in the forecast
absolutely.
with this. So just prepare for, a high-end tropical storm, maybe a low-end hurricane impact there.
Yeah, it could always just turn west and, hit Belize, but that's not what it looks like right now. Just please be prepared. Don't be, don't be scared as of right now, because it's not there yet. You guys have plenty of time to prepare for this storm.
Yeah, I understand, Suzette. Nobody saw this coming. It's pretty scary to see, but remember, the greatest thing that you can do is be prepared, not scared. You guys have the advantage, right? If this was happening, 100 years ago, well, not 100, people wouldn't even know it was coming 100 years ago, but if this happened 50 years ago, it would be a lot more scary because we would not know what would happen, but we know what's going to happen here, right? So just remember to, don't be scared, be prepared, listen to your local officials and all that.
Actually, so you guys said Thursday you guys took nothing serious, and then last minute you guys heard, yeah, we're starting to board up, the windows are starting to get stuff. Yeah, nobody saw this coming. And even though, people say, this is just a little hurricane. But the thing is, it's not just a little hurricane. Sure, they happen every year. Sure, there are some very catastrophic ones. It's the norm. But these storms impact people, and they can kill people, and then they can damage everything. They can flood places. It's not good, so please just take these storms serious, because you never know what's going to happen.
Yeah, no problem. How long do I plan on being live here today? I mean, we have the record amount of viewers on one of our streams ever, and we've only been live for 20 minutes, so we're just going to be here for as long as people have questions, honestly, so we're going to be here for a while. Houston, honestly, though, Texan guy, Houston, if you do get any sort of impact, it will be not quite as serious as what we're expecting down here. I know that you are away right now, if I'm correct, but obviously, it's going to be scary. I think you said something to the other stream about your dog being home alone. This is, again, going to be high-end tropical storm, most likely at best, whenever it reaches Houston, or at worst, I guess I should say. So, just, there's no real reason to be terrified, but, obviously there's going to be some impacts, but just don't be scared, be prepared. Once again, I feel like that's going to be the quote for a lot of my ending phrases during this stream here. But it's just so true. So yeah, hopefully we got viewers tuning in from Jamaica. We've got viewers tuning in, hopefully from the Gulf. Hopefully we got viewers tuning in from Central America. Because this is going to be a big storm for all you guys out there. So I'm grateful that a lot of people have managed to find this stream so quickly, and we're going to be here to help. That is, again, the best thing that we can do right now. We can tell you what's going to happen, and we can tell you how to prepare, Now, again, we can't tell you exactly what's going to happen, but we can give you what we know as of now. Again, we're not going to be those people that, just hype everything up and be like, oh yeah, this is going to be a Category 5 that makes landfall in Jamaica, Florida, and Louisiana. We're not going to say that because that's not true. But we are going to kind of paint you guys a picture for everybody that asks questions, hopefully, about the worst case scenario, the most likely scenario, and the best case scenario.
In Cancun, it looks like you guys might get some outer bands from it. But you guys are kind of in the cone of uncertainty. We really don't know what's going to happen with here. It could take a direct path towards Cancun. It could just steer away and not hit Cancun. But for right now, it looks like with the cone, you guys could get some outer bands. It's not going to be very serious there, but still just be prepared if you're in Cancun or areas near Merida, Belize, areas near there.
Yeah. So, again, this is, once again, if you're just not seeing a historic moment, we have a Category 5 hurricane, the earliest season Category 5 ever. All right, this has never happened before. So we're here to set your mind at ease. We're also going to tell you what you need to be looking out for, when you need to be looking out for it, and more.
Will it hit Texas? Nacho, we really don't know right now because it's too far out, but there have been some models taking this thing through southern Texas near Brownsville. So if not, I would still be prepared. If it does, just please be prepared of this storm. This is unreal.
Yeah, and again, I mean, there's so many different possibilities here. I think a landfall in northeast Mexico, southeast Texas is probably the most likely scenario at this point. But again, at this point, we're not expecting anything crazy, all right? It's not going to be like it is right now. It's not going to be a Category 5, all right? At, worst case scenario, maybe you get a Category 1 hurricane landfall out here, and, it's scary and all. Maybe you get some trees down, power lines down, stuff like that. But obviously, it's not going to be quite as bad as what we see in some other spots out here in the Atlantic. So, yeah.
Gerard, this is just a cone. This is what the National Hurricane Center is saying that this storm strength is going to be within the upcoming days. But we really don't know what this storm is going to be 2 days from now. It could still be a Cat 5. We really don't know. But this thing, the models do have this thing trending downwards from right now. But they did say that 4 or 5 hours ago, and it hasn't been. So we really don't know.
Yeah, and again, guys, we're going to be live on the day of landfall, so make sure to, tune into this channel frequently. Again, I know I said I wasn't going to tell you guys to like and subscribe, and I'm not going to, all right? But at the very least, if you are out here, just make sure that you're tuning into the streams that Roman and I are probably going to be doing. We don't know exactly what the plan is yet, but we'll be making probably several live streams on this hurricane, even before landfall in the United States, but during landfall is where things are going to get serious, because we have a lot of viewers out there. Obviously we have the most viewers from the United States out of any country, but we've also got people tuning in from Jamaica and stuff like that. So honestly, we'll probably be live tomorrow for landfall in Jamaica, or on Tuesday for landfall, Wednesday for landfall in Jamaica.
I will be live tomorrow for quite a while, actually, just to let people know about all this stuff. So if you guys haven't already, go check out my channel as well. I do severe weather coverages as well. I do way longer severe weather coverages than Davis. I'm not trying to put my name in front of Davis's. Davis is incredibly more better than me. I'm saying this because he's been doing it longer than me. He has more subs. He is more experienced with this stuff. I'm just here to help him, and I'm also just here to help people in the process. If people find my stream before Davis's, I can tell, oh, hey, go check out Davis. If people go to Davis's stream, you can be like, oh, go check out Roman as well. So it's basically a big old system here we have ongoing. It's a pretty cool system. So we're going to be live throughout this entire event. So, yeah.
Actually, this is not a 155 Cat 4 anymore. This is officially a Category 5 at 160 miles per hour. So again, not a huge difference, but obviously the biggest thing is that, it's the next level of hurricane, which obviously freaks people out. Davis rules, I appreciate it.
That's funny.
We have some falling of trees in Jamaica already. Wow. Yeah, that's
wow.
That's not a good sign. And again, unfortunately, it's only going to get worse. Again, I don't want to sound scary or anything or be like, oh, everything's going to get destroyed, because it's not. But we are going to see more and more, impacts like that on Jamaica there over the next couple of days.
Yeah, absolutely, everybody.
So, yeah. Again, if you're just not tuning in, Hurricane Beryl is now officially a Category 5, the earliest season Category 5 hurricane in recorded history here in the Atlantic Ocean. And I think it's even earlier than any of the Pacific Ocean hurricanes, so pretty crazy stuff. But we're just here to set people's mind at ease, so if you have any questions about your location, feel free to leave those down below. Thank you guys for tuning in. Good afternoon. Where are you at this afternoon? That's kind of cool. Yeah, it's cool to see all you guys tuning in from all these different areas here. Alright, guys, I appreciate the support, but let's, let's not go too crazy.
That's fun.
But yeah, crazy stuff.
If anybody's just now joining and probably wondering what's going on, we are covering a Category 5 Hurricane Beryl that has just been rapidly intensifying as of right now. And right now, it has been causing destruction out here in Grenada and all these areas out here. So we are going to stay live for a little bit here just to, talk to people, answer any questions you guys have. So if you guys do have any questions, go ahead and drop them in chat. Me and Davis will try our best to answer them.
Yeah, and random Texan guy, even Andrew, Category 5, was later than Beryl is here. First time viewer, when you saw it was Cat 5, you look for any live stream on it. Yeah, I know there's a lot of people in panic right now as the news has come out that this is now officially a Category 5 hurricane. Again, that's why we're here. We're here to set people's mind at ease and answer any questions that you may have about this this system here. You live close to the border of Mexico? Yeah, so, I mean, if you live along the Texas-Mexico border there, again, you can probably expect some tropical storm impacts at this point, but again, it's still a little uncertain on that. The path has it passing under Jamaica, so is it going to be a direct hit? Well, that's one of the big things, right? This is the cone of uncertainty, so we are expecting it to go in this little cone here. So right now, we're expecting a Jamaica landfall, but it's not a guarantee yet. Remember that. But again, it's a possibility that we do get a hurricane landfall in Jamaica.
Yeah, the thing is, it's still quite a couple days out, so we just really need to be careful of this storm because it is incredibly dangerous. I cannot stress this enough. For anybody joining, they're probably wondering, oh, this is a big storm, right? No, this is not just any big storm. It is a big storm, but the thing is, it is the biggest storm. That's why they have, the scale of these hurricanes. Category 5 is saying this is a destructive hurricane. These barely happen every year. I don't even think we get one every year. I mean, the thing is, the fact that we're seeing this in July this has never happened before in recorded history. What you guys, every single one of you, every single 88 of you watching right now are witnessing actual history right now here.
Yeah, so there actually has been one Category 5 in July before, but there's never been a Category 5 on July 1st. So that's the historic part. I believe Hurricane Andrew was the July Cat 5. Or no, sorry.
Everyone that we get to Cat 5 today. Yeah. I mean, the thing is, it's been rapidly strengthening since it's been east of Bridgetown in those areas.
Okay, so apparently there was a Category 5 in the Eastern Pacific in 1976. Interesting. But yeah, the Atlantic, this is a first.
Yeah, this is for the Atlantic. We're talking about the Atlantic. But yeah, that's cool.
But yeah, I did say earlier that I thought it was the earliest in Pacific history too, but apparently I was wrong. But yeah, for anybody wondering, this is a satellite loop here of Beryl, right? So you can see that it is just continuing to get more and more of that classic, iconic hurricane look there as it continues to head northwestward here. And again, it is officially now a Category 5 hurricane. Very defined eye. It doesn't get much better, much more impressive looking than this, guys. It's really is, once again, a historic moment here. And again, even if this wasn't in July, this would be a huge, huge headline, right? Even if it wasn't in July. The fact that it is in July makes it a historic moment, a major headline, but people would still be talking about this if it was later in the season, because just in general, this is a really destructive hurricane, and, I mean, again, it's one of the more dangerous hurricanes that we've seen over the past few years, even in the Atlantic.
Wow, thank you everybody for tuning in. We're really trying our best to answer questions. It's just the two of us, and you guys, we have 84 of you, and a lot of people are answering questions, but I'm going to try your best. At least Cat 5 on record. If climate change keeps up this record, it will be broken. Yeah, I mean, climate change does play a big role, but it's not just climate change that is affecting our weather. It's, La Nina, El Nino, but that is a big thing.
Yeah, for sure. Can I give the people a time where this hurricane is going? That's actually a really good idea. So, here we go. All right, so right now, Category 5, obviously. All right, all of you viewers in Jamaica, listen up. It's going to be, as of right now, it's looking like Wednesday afternoon into Wednesday evening is going to be the big time frame for you, as likely a high-end Category 2 hurricane here with winds. We just got a tornado warning in Nebraska. All right, we'll cover that in a minute because I know we have everybody here for the hurricane. But anyway, this is, again, going to be a high-end Category 2 likely as it makes landfall in Jamaica. And, again, that's going to be around, Wednesday evening, all right, probably 4 or 5 p.m. where it starts to get to the, central portions of Jamaica there. And by the time that it reaches, kind of into the Bay of Campeche here, Central America landfall, you can expect potentially a high-end tropical storm or a low-end Category 1 hurricane on Thursday evening. And as it continues to head northwestward into the Bay of Campeche here, it's going to, probably reach the Texas-Mexico border most likely next week, early next week, late this week, right, as a high-end tropical storm there. We do have a tornado warning, so for anybody wondering, we're only going to mention this briefly because, again, everybody's here for the hurricane, but we do have a tornado warning now for portions of Nebraska here, south central Seward County and northern Saline County. So if you're in that area, seek shelter immediately.
Hold on. Webcam shows 0 wind blowing. Trees can't be down in Jamaica. The thing is, there probably are trees down in Jamaica. I mean, you got to trust people that live there, that they know what's happening there, and it could be already getting dicey out there in Jamaica. We don't know right now because we don't have any webcams, but we do have people telling us that this is happening there. So please trust them.
Yeah. I mean, again, it's just a really crazy thing, again, for everybody out here in the Caribbean. Again, this is a historic moment. The earliest season Category 5 hurricane in recorded history. And, again, this is because of a number of factors, all right? One, all right, there wasn't too much wind shear out here in the Caribbean because of our La Nina pattern that we're in. Number 2, obviously, the sea surface temperatures out here in the Atlantic Ocean have been on a record high for almost 2 years now. It's just a lot of different factors went into this, and the intensity of Hurricane Beryl here. So, yeah. So again, if anybody has any questions about Hurricane Beryl here, feel free to leave them down below. Thank you all for tuning into this live stream here.
Absolutely. It's been an unreal stream. We really thank everybody and anyone for tuning in. We've had people from Jamaica. We've had people from, Cancun, all of these areas. It means we're actually, getting our stuff out there to people who need it, which is the most important part. So just saying, please, be aware of the situation. Please be prepared. If down the line, if you're in Jamaica, please be prepared. Start preparing. I would say start preparing, just in case it does make a direct hit in Jamaica or doesn't. It's still going to cause some sort of impact in Jamaica. So,
see you later, random Texan guy. And again, how did I get the alert about the tornado? So this is actually again Radar Omega. It is available on both iOS and Android devices here for $8.99, I believe. Again, it's not a sponsor. I just really love the app. You can get, weather alerts if you're interested in anything like that. You can see the live radar, all the different features and stuff. And you can even see stuff like this. What we're doing right now, we're tracking Hurricane Beryl. And whenever Hurricane Beryl does make landfall in the United States, they'll likely set up some Project Mesovort cams if it makes as a hurricane landfall. That's probably what will happen. They did that with Idalia, Ian. There's a bunch of live cams that you can look at to watch storms and stuff. It's really cool stuff. You live in the southern Puerto Rico, you can already hear the thunder coming. Jamaica, stay strong. Yeah, everybody, please send prayers to Jamaica there. This is obviously a crazy situation. It's just insane. It's pretty sad to see. But yeah.
Even the southern part of Puerto Rico. Oh, yeah, you already said that.
But
yeah, this is an unreal situation for anybody new that's joining. This is a historic situation. We have not seen this before on July 1st. This is actually, I think, one of the only Category 5 hurricanes we've ever had in July. I know this is the earliest category 5 we've had ever in the Atlantic. So
This is
it's absolutely.
There's only been one other July Cat 5 in the Atlantic, and that was Andrew, I believe.
Yeah, wow.
Strongest hurricane coming for Jamaica since Sandy of 2012, possibly Gilbert. Yeah, it's just crazy. How bad is the wind impact with the winds in Jamaica? So again, the potential wind speeds that we're going to be talking about, currently we're expecting, sustained winds of about 110 miles per hour, maximum gusts of about 130 there. But again, remember, we did not expect it to be this strong at all in its entire lifetime. We were already expecting it to start weakening. And now, again, it's going to head northwestern. They're saying it's going to weaken, but there's a chance that it doesn't. But remember, right now, our forecast from the National Hurricane Center is saying 110 mile per hour winds, sustain 130 mile an hour gusts, but just, keep it in the back of your mind that it could be a little higher, so that's definitely enough to down trees, power lines, cause significant damage to homes, stuff like that. And then obviously, wind's not the only thing. You're also going to get storm surge and flooding rains. You're from Kingston. Calm here in Jamaica. All right. So, yeah, I mean, that's good information. Again, you guys that are from Jamaica that are sending in all your reports, that helps us out a lot. Again, everybody that's tuning into the stream, you guys help out a lot because whenever you guys even just tune into the stream for a little bit, it tells people, it tells YouTube that people like this and it'll push this out to more people's recommended. And then people that are wondering about this hurricane can get life-saving information that way.
Absolutely, that's pure. Davis is preaching, everybody. He is saying what we all need to hear, because this hurricane is literally capable of doing devastating damage, and has already done devastating damage out here in Grenada and areas near there.
Yeah, I mean, again, we already have reports of fatalities. Tons of images of damage. There's powers out on entire portions of the Antilles there, obviously. So, obviously, really sad stuff to see. Luckily, it is expected to start weakening soon. So, all you folks out there that are worried, maybe in Jamaica or Cancun or back up towards, Texas even, just remember that the impacts are not going to be quite as bad as they were out here. 99 times out of 100. Again, we got to leave open that 1% chance that things are just as bad because of we weren't expecting this to happen at all. But again, it's a very, very low chance that we see some sort of major hurricane landfall in South Texas. Mac, I know I'm young, but again, my only goal here is just to help people get the information that they need because I know a lot of other weather streamers aren't live right now. So,
yeah.
I understand if you don't like the channel because I have an annoying voice or something, but I'm just, here doing what I love to do and what's helping people out, so.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. What's with all this fear the sponsor has? We don't know. It was forecasted to start weakening 4 hours ago, but it's not. It's strengthening. So we really don't know what's happening. We hope that it starts weakening. That's what the forecast is saying. So we got to trust the forecast, but the forecast isn't always right, and it hasn't been right so far. So we gotta be careful.
Yeah, and just to make this clear, that is not to the fault of the National Hurricane Center. I don't think anybody was expecting this to go as crazy as it did, but whenever we have record high sea surface temperatures out here in the Caribbean, and then we've also got limited wind shear out here, that is going to lead to obviously a very dangerous situation.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, this is pure insanity. This is the earliest Cat 5 in recorded history for the Atlantic Ocean, elite. Yeah, thank you everybody for tuning in. This has been an incredible stream. We're still going to stay live and start covering, hopefully answer some questions from anybody.
They're not usually this fast without breaking apart, right? In most situations, yes, but again, this hurricane is literally defying all odds. I mean, you're as confused as we are, honestly. Again, it's not so much as confusion as it is just the shock of it, all right? It's more shocking than anything else. We know how it happened and why it happened. It's just crazy that it is happening, if that makes sense.
Yeah, this is incredible knowledge. So for anybody new joining, if you think we're kids and we don't know what we're doing, that's not true at all. We are trying our best to relay information here because we do know what we're talking about. So don't have any false hope that we don't know what we're talking about because we do. So if you're out here in Jamaica, just please be prepared for this storm. It's going to be pretty devastating there. From either way, if it doesn't take a direct hit to Jamaica. It could always just still do some damage there, so please just be careful.
Yeah, for sure. I think there's going to be some significant damage out of Jamaica. So everybody out there needs to prepare. Again, our goal from this point on, all right, it's too late to say for the entirety of this hurricane's lifespan, but from this point on, our goal is 0 fatalities. We don't want to see any more deaths come out of this. There's, obviously, it's pretty sad to see, but at this point, there is honestly no reason that people should be having those kind of fatalities out there if they prepared properly, right? So we're giving them all this information. They're getting the alerts out on their phone. So please, 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 if you're out here, I beg of you, listen to your local officials, listen to the National Hurricane Center. Those are the safest things that you can possibly do. And again, we don't want to be seeing these fatalities out here. Obviously, that is the worst case scenario, right? Because, damage to homes and stuff is inevitable. There's nothing we can do. But it's not as serious as whenever we hear of loss of life, because obviously life is priceless. And then also, that could have been prevented. So, we want to make sure that everybody's getting the right information out here. And just hopefully we don't see anything like what we saw in the Lesser Antilles again.
Yeah, actually, there is not a Category 6 for hurricanes. The highest is Category 5.
Yeah, I know there's a bunch of fake TikToks and stuff that say, Category 6 will happen on this date in 2026. Those are baloney. If you couldn't tell, those were absolute bogus. There's no science behind that.
Yeah.
Literally none. All they wanted to do was get views, so they made up some fake idea in a random date. They picked a random date, probably off of a random generator, and slapped it on there.
Yeah. You lived through Andrew in 92. We have a couple people that lived through Hurricane Andrew here. Hurricane Andrew was a monster. Actually, probably one of the most devastating hurricanes, I think, ever. It did unreal damage out there in Florida, and that was just an unreal hurricane.
Yeah. Yeah, just remember, guys, if you're not in the cone, there's still a chance that this heads for you. Again, forecast changes do happen. All right, obviously, this is not the final, trajectory for Hurricane Beryl here. It's going to change. It is. So just be prepared anywhere in the Gulf.
The max winds are 160, and the max wind, the max gusts are 195 miles per hour.
Yeah, and again, our minimum SLP right now is 938 millibars. Usually whenever we start talking about, weaker, or not weak, but barely Category 5 hurricanes here, we start seeing, millibar lows go into the 930s, the 940s around there, so this is pretty typical here, but again, obviously just extremely dangerous stuff to see. When's the next advisory coming out? If you mean the next National Hurricane Center outlook, I'm assuming that's what you're talking about. That comes out at 1 a.m., I believe, if I'm not mistaken. Off topic, what's the velocity look like with the tornado warning? It's actually an appropriate question because we have not talked a lot about this. Again, I know a lot of people are here for Hurricane Beryl, so we're going to talk about that. But we also have to talk for the people here that are in, immediate danger. So again, this tornado warning here for the Dorchester area, honestly, earlier it had some really impressive rotation. Sorry, there was no confirmation that this was ever on the ground, at least not that I've seen, but it could have been briefly. So, yeah, just be aware, stay prepared if you're out there, make sure you're taking shelter.
Yeah, absolutely. Wow. I honestly just still can't believe this. We were not expecting this at all. We were actually expecting this to weaken, but it's not weakening at all.
Yeah, not even a little bit. And again, they're saying it's going to start weakening soon, and let's hope that that's the case. I think there's a good chance that that's the case, but it is going to weaken slowly, guys, all right? By 7 a.m. tomorrow, again, whenever we're waking up, 7 a.m. Central, I want to make that clear. We're still expecting a high-end Category 4 hurricane with 155 max winds, max gusts 190, which that's what they were expecting for right now, all right? And we ended up getting a Cat 5. And again, guys, the difference between 155 mile-an-hour winds and 160 mile-an-hour winds is so minimal, you couldn't even tell the difference unless you're a professional National Weather Service damage radar for tornadoes or something.
The direction it will be hitting Jamaica, if it does, Jamaica's highest peak, the Blue Mountains and the John Crow Mountains are in it. Will that help to break it up? I really don't know. I don't know the science behind that. Maybe Davis does.
I don't think that should change anything. Again, I don't know everything there is to know about hurricanes. I'm not some professional or anything. But again, I think that that shouldn't have too much of an impact on the storm's intensity. But I will think it is going to start to break up anyway, just because of the very minimal amount of wind shear that's coming out of here from the Pacific. The silver lining here, guys, is that we are not quite entirely in a La Nina yet. There's still some very minimal signs of El Nino out there, and that is saving us. It could be so much worse. I know it's already crazy and terrible and historic, but it could be even worse if we were in a full La Nina right now. It would get easily Cat 5. It wouldn't even weaken out for a long period period of time, and it would be devastating.
Do you think it'll strengthen in the Gulf of Mexico? It's kind of too far out to actually look at that, but it does look like it'll be a tropical storm right now in the Gulf of Mexico, but, it looks like that on the cone right now, but by the time it could be a Category 3. We don't really know, because we've had, some models say that it will become a major hurricane in the Gulf of Mexico, or it won't. I really don't know, but it's too far out to kind of look at that.
Yeah, but if you're asking whenever this hits the Gulf, obviously it's going to weaken and weaken, and then whenever it hits Central America, it's going to take a big dip. But whenever it hits the Gulf, if you're asking if it'll start to strengthen again, it may, but it will be very minimal strengthening. All right, it's not like it's going to go up, 2 categories just sitting there in the Gulf. That's not going to happen. Whatever it is entering the Gulf is probably what it's going to be similar to whenever it makes landfall in the United States, if that makes sense. If it does make landfall there.
Absolutely. Yeah, it's possible that the high over Texas could move the thing north. I don't really think it will, though.
Yeah, it's a possibility. Again, there's so many variables here, guys. Whenever we start talking about over a week out of stuff, we could have a high here that could, send this a different direction. But what if that high isn't as intense as we think it is, or what if there's just so many what ifs with this system. So yeah, it's a good question, but it's kind of hard to answer right now.
For any new viewers, I'm going to go ahead and relay some information I said at the beginning of the stream. This Hurricane Beryl has already caused 2 total fatalities in the area near Grenada. It also has caused over $1 billion in damage. So that's what we're looking at there. Also, there was St. Vincent experienced winds of 140 miles per hour. There was structural damage, especially roof damage, that was common across the nation. And in Union Island, over 90% of buildings were destroyed, which is an unreal number.
See you later, Gooseman. Again, I want to thank you guys, all the OGs out there that have stuck around with the channel. Again, this is a really big night for this channel. I was not expecting this to be, my biggest stream ever. I didn't even think it would get close since it's late at night, but apparently a lot of people want to know about this. So yeah, we're going to stay on here for a little bit and answer some more questions that people have. We've been live for about an hour, but I know Roman can go for hours and hours on end, and honestly, in a situation like this, I'm going to go as long as I can. I know, if my parents yell at me, obviously there's nothing I can do about that, but, again, I'm going to try to be here for a while.
If that does happen, worst case scenario, I'll go live. And I'll answer y'all guys' questions. So I'm going to go ahead and drop my channel down in the chat right there. So if I do go live tonight, you guys can go over to my channel in case Davis has to do an emergency, end live stream thing. So I'm going to go ahead and do that right now.
Yeah, even I'd probably be able to join your channel. They'd probably just kick me off the computer, but I don't know. The amount of damages this hurricane is creating is crazy. I hope we don't see no more fatalities. Again, that's what we're trying to prevent right now. We're trying to make sure that everybody's prepared so that there's no excuse, if we get any fatalities. We want everybody to be as prepared as possible. The last thing that we want to see is more fatalities out of this. Nobody wants that, all right? Nobody wants that, obviously, but it's just crazy. I know, unfortunately, there's some people out here that most likely are going to say, oh, this is just another hurricane. We get these all the time out here. This is not normal, all right? It's not. Even at Jamaica, it could still be a major hurricane at landfall. So, even if this was mid-season, we'd still be freaking out because people are going to be like, oh, it's just another hurricane. It's not. It's going to be a strong one. So, listen to your local officials. But again, unfortunately, there's going to be some people that don't do that, and that's what we're trying to prevent right now. The Jamaican government just did a press conference on Beryl.
I bet it looks really bad right now, and that's a smart idea because it could take a direct hit in Jamaica. It's getting really close to looking like that on the cone. But right now, it has this thing taking it south of Jamaica, but it will cause damage in Jamaica somehow, I think.
The storm has more than exceeded expectations. Yeah, no doubt about that.
Yeah, we had no idea this would turn Cat 5. There was whispers, but the thing is, the models, only one model had this thing going low end Category 5. model was right. And we were kind of laughing about it, like, oh, there's only one model that has this thing taken low in Category 5.
Are there any more disturbances?
We can't laugh about it anymore.
Are there any disturbances off the coast of Africa?
I'll take a look. I'm gonna go ahead and take a look.
We do technically have one. We have AL96 out there. Originally, it was looking likely that would be our Hurricane Debbie, but at this point, it's a little less confident. And luckily, for the next couple of weeks, I don't see anything major on the GFS or anything like that. So we should be good to go for the most part. This should be the last major hurricane that we should have for a while. What is this storm something about? It is so different from the others.
Yeah, that's what I'm getting. The thing is, I think what we're feeling right now is that everybody's telling you it's going to weaken, but it's not. It's strengthening. So we really don't know what's happening. Usually, the thing is with hurricanes, forecasting is so hard for hurricanes because they're much more kind of unpredictable than tornadoes with wind speeds because we don't know. It could hit a little patch of extremely warm water and it can go up 10 miles per hour. Which is what happened with this storm. So we really don't know.
Yeah, for sure. So again,
thank you, Gerard. That's really nice.
Yeah, thank you. Again, everybody that's been complimenting, just tuning in at all, just clicking the like button, guys, that helps more than you could ever know. And again, we really do appreciate it. Again, go subscribe to Roman. Just crazy stuff is happening, and again, we're going to be here to cover all of it, because we have that mentality, we have the Ryan Hall mentality. I know that's probably a dream, thing for both of us to be the next Ryan Hall, and I think that these young WX creators don't get enough, support. I think that a lot of people overlook them. I think that all of us don't know what we're talking about, but again, I'm not going to sit here and act like I know everything about hurricanes, because I definitely don't. But we have a decent knowledge of what's going on, so we're going to try and help people out. That's all we're doing. How wide is the hurricane right now? Somebody said, how wide is the hurricane?
Is there any way to actually get that? Hold on, let me look.
Yeah, there is. Hold on. Ah, dang it.
I got it, don't worry.
Whoops. I got to get onto satellite here.
Yeah, you got it. It will cause damage, trust me, but we have a lot of trees. A little breeze always gives up power outages. That's funny. I also have some news. So I'm looking at the GFS model, which is basically a kind of a high-end, where this storm could take its path. And the GFS model is having this storm take a direct hit in Jamaica. So we don't know if that's correct. We don't know if that's actually what's going to happen, but that's what one of the models is saying. One of the models is saying that this thing will take a direct hit in Jamaica. So we please be prepared for anything dire that happens there in Jamaica, because it will cause damage somehow. But yeah, the GFS model is having this storm take a direct hit in Jamaica, and then it'll turn west, and then it looks like it could impact areas near, let's see.
We have another tornado warning for Dorchester, Nebraska. Take cover now. We have another incredibly strong rotating storm here. I don't know what is going on. This is almost more pressing than the hurricane right now, but it's crazy. Also, whoever asked how wide the hurricane is, if you're counting like the outer bands and everything, it's actually over 600 miles wide. So pretty crazy stuff. All right, thank you, Ashley.
Yeah, satellite imagery on this storm's textbook. This is a textbook Category 5 hurricane. I know with Lee last year was a beast too. It rapidly strengthened, but that happened a lot last year with with Otis and all those storms out there. I think we had a Category 5 in every basin last year. Every basin is basically all the seas and the oceans and stuff. So the Atlantic Ocean, the Pacific Ocean, the Indian Ocean, and then of course you have the Western Pacific and all that. So.
Yeah, it's crazy, and I mean, again, we're expecting an even crazier hurricane season this year, at least for the Atlantic. You're watching us on a smoke break at work. I had a guy call in because his parents are in Jamaica.
Just please be, aware of this storm. It could take a direct hit at Jamaica. That's what the GFS model is saying. But even then, I don't even think it'll be that strong in Jamaica, but it will cause a lot of damage out there in Jamaica. We are getting readings of 995 millibars out there. in Jamaica. So we really don't know. It's kind of still far out. So it could take a direct hit in Jamaica, or it couldn't. So we just really got to be, we got to really be careful.
Yeah. I don't know when the hurricane hunters are going back in. I really don't. Do you know, Roman? I bet Mr. Storm would know. I think he's in the chat.
I can go ahead and try and look that up. Let me try and go on Radar Omega. I know they have radar. I know they have hurricane hunters out there, so.
Guys, I saw this area of rotation too. I saw it behind this one. I was like, this may get 20-1 again, and it did. And this is, again, a really strong area of rotation. Hook Echo, very strong velocity couple. And we have what might even be the beginning of a debris signature. We may have a tornado on the ground west of Pleasant Hill. So again, I'm sorry for everybody that's here for the hurricane coverage. I know we're getting a little distracted, but I just hope you guys understand that is a very serious situation. I don't know what is going on with the radar here. I've never seen this glitch. But something weird's happening. A lot of things to do tomorrow.
Yeah, there's a lot of things to do tomorrow.
Yeah.
It's going to be really busy for the both of us, I think.
Yeah. Mr. Storm, too.
Hold on.
This is crazy.
Let me turn on hurricane hunters. Sorry about that.
No, you're good.
So we do... hold on here. We do actually have a hurricane hunter from 16 minutes ago that was in this hurricane and recorded... hold on. This is kind of all kind of new to me, but I do know what I'm looking at here. But the real guy to go for this stuff is Mr. Storm, because we have knowledge in this, but he has way more knowledge than us. So I'm taking a look at the hurricane hunters right here.
Yeah, go subscribe to Mr. Storm. I know Roman's put his channel in chat so many times, so you may have to scroll a little bit because you guys are amazing. You chatted so many times. I love all the questions you guys are asking. But if you scroll back a little bit, you'll be able to find his channel there. And again, the reason he's the guy to come to whenever it comes for hurricanes is he's on the East Coast himself. He's going to be giving you guys all the footage of tropical storms and hurricanes he gets this season, I'm sure, which is pretty awesome. So go subscribe to him. And again, he honestly knows way more about hurricanes than we do. Again, he literally said this himself. I'm the guy to come to for severe weather, or Roman and I are the guys to come to for severe weather. He said this before we started talking to Roman, so he didn't mention Roman, but Roman and I are the guys to come to for severe weather, and, Mr. Storm's the guy to come to for hurricanes, definitely.
Yeah. What are the flight winds? Let me look at that real quick for you, Tony.
Again, we're watching this really serious area of rotation here near Pleasant Hill. This is really shocking. Sorry, that was really loud.
Wow. We are getting wind speeds of... Let me see here. I'm really trying my hardest, everybody, to actually answer all your questions. So we are getting wind speeds of 174 miles per hour from a flight wind speed, measured at 152 knots. The surface millibars would be 962. That was from that hurricane out there. That would be on the eastern side of the eye wall there on Hurricane Beryl. So we are getting 175 mile per hour winds on the eastern side of Beryl. We are getting, let's see here. Yeah, so that's what we're getting on the eastern side of Beryl is 174 mile per hour winds, which is just mental. This storm it's defying all expectations. It's still Category 5. It could even be strengthening for all we know. But those gusts are just unreal. So, that's that.
Yeah, thanks. It's just crazy how many viewers we've had tuning in here, you guys. A lot of you guys that are new here may not know, but this is, a really small weather channel. So the fact that we've had, thousands of people that have tuned in so far this stream is really awesome. And that's not even a joke. We've had over 1,000 people tune in here. I'm not sure the exact number. I'll look at that. But you guys are honestly insane. Again, if you're new here, I appreciate you guys tuning in. And we're here to cover Hurricane Beryl. We've literally had 75 hours of watch time on this stream already. I don't know how that's possible. This stream has gotten 1,400 viewers tuning in. That you guys are actually the best community I could ask for. That's insane. And go subscribe to Roman.
Wow.
Go subscribe to Mr. Storm. Great people. Again, this is just
Wow.
crazy.
It's close to an eyewall replacement cycle. Yeah, it is getting pretty close to that.
Yeah.
Yeah, not right now, but it is getting really close to actually replacing its eyewall.
Yeah, again, if we
That's
bring
right.
back up the satellite imagery here, let's check it out. See, here's the thing. I don't know how do they do this? Where they, like... I don't know.
Also, just another tidbit of information here. So, where the 74 mile per hour plus 74 mile per hour, oh my god, I can't speak. 74 plus mile per hour winds in this hurricane are happening across a 57 mile wide radius, and about 63 miles across that. So, yeah, so this storm is producing very strong winds in a very strong corridor. It's a very, very, very strong hurricane, but thankfully, it's causing a lot of wind in a fairly small area. So, we'll just keep an eye on that.
Yeah, Malik, this is a hurricane, not just a regular storm.
No, it's not just a regular hurricane. It's not even a storm. I wouldn't call it a storm. I'd call it a beast, a monster. This is something that is wrote about in books. It's talked about in the hypothetical situations. It's the Category 5 hurricane. I mean, it's the biggest storm you can ask for. It's just unreal. So everybody out there in Jamaica or down the line, please just be, prepared for this storm. It's incredible.
Yeah, incredible in a bad way. Yeah, it's a monster, Suzette, definitely true. Again, we had one Category 5 in the entirety of the season last year. We get a month into this season, and we have a Category 5. That's insane. Again, we've never had a Category 5 in the first month of hurricane season until now. Crazy stuff indeed.
Yeah, this is just an incredible stream. I mean, we've had thousands of people tune in. Hopefully we're getting the word across. We have people tuning in from Jamaica out here, in Cancun, Texas, Mexico, all of these areas. It's just an unreal fan base, and we thank everybody. Please, if you haven't already, please subscribe to Davis Does Weather. Me and Mr. Storm, because we bust our butts off here trying to relay information. It takes a lot of time to do all of this and stream for nonstop hours. It really takes a lot out of us, but we do it for the people. We do it to relay information.
Well, does this have to hold in the future for hurricane season? Well,
We really don't know.
Well, yeah, that's the thing. We don't know, but also, it's probably a pretty darn bad sign that we're breaking records already. Again, you just got to be aware, all right? Because, again, we don't know what's going to happen, all right? Here's the thing. Originally, we were thinking that this was going to be a super duper above average hurricane season. Then, we got off to one of the slowest starts in history. And then now we're getting the earliest Cat 5 in history. Like, there are just so many ups and downs with this season. It is legitimately a roller coaster.
Yeah. Hey, Davis, I'm going to be right back. I got to go do something.
Alright, sounds cool. Yeah, I mean, it's just the craziest hurricane season ever. And to pair that with an insane tornado season, alright, one of the craziest we've had in decades, it's just insane. I mean, I don't know, it's crazy. This is 2024. You pair tornado season with hurricane season, probably one of the craziest, if you're averaging them out, probably one of the craziest years for weather in quite some time. Because, we have active tornado seasons like 2011, but 2011 was a really not a notable hurricane season. And then we have big hurricane seasons like 2005, but hurricane season 2005, we didn't have a big tornado season in 2005, so it's usually one or the other. But this year we have both, ladies and gentlemen, so everybody in the United States is obviously freaking out. We've had so many tornadoes this year, so many big tornadoes this year, so many hurricanes, or we can't say so many hurricanes. We've only had one hurricane this year, but we're expecting a ton of hurricanes this year. It's going to be crazy. Again, I have my official forecast for this season. My forecast is 21 named storms, 10 hurricanes, 4 major hurricanes. We're a month in, and we already have a major. So, crazy stuff. But again, we're also only two letters in, so it's interesting. What it's looking like to me is we're not getting a lot of storms. We're not. All right, whenever I say storms, I mean tropical storms and hurricanes. We're not getting a lot of them, but the ones that we do get pop off. And I don't mean, just your regular, it turned into a Category 1 overnight. No, this is insane, guys. Again, this has never happened. I don't care, how long you've been out here in the Antilles. You've never seen this early in the season. Nothing this strong. You live in West Virginia, you had a couple tornadoes. Yeah, West Virginia actually had a few tornadoes so far this year. Nothing too significant. We did have a pretty big outbreak at the beginning of April in western West Virginia. That was noteworthy. But yeah. Again, even you guys that are tuning in from West Virginia, you guys are helping the stream even because you're getting this pushed out to more people. Because you guys tuning in, that tells YouTube that people enjoy the stream, pushes this out to more people that live out here in the Caribbean, and they get life-saving information. So all you guys that are tuning in at all are helping, even if you don't live out here.
Yeah, I'm back.
All right. Crazy stuff. Blessings from Jamaica. Yeah, I mean, we've had a lot of viewers in Jamaica, and Jamaica's probably going to see some pretty serious impacts from a Category 2 or potentially even a Category 3 hurricane.
Yeah, if you're in Jamaica, just please, be prepared. The GFS model, which is basically just a model that puts this hurricane out, and it's saying it is going to take a direct hit at Jamaica, but models aren't always correct. We really don't know what's going to happen with this hurricane. It could go south. It could take a direct hit in Jamaica. Just please, be prepared. We really don't know what's going to happen with that storm down the line.
Yeah, for sure. Holy crap. I genuinely cannot believe how crazy you guys are. We've had 1,500 people tune in this stream. That is nuts. 1,500 different people. And if dude, that's like, so even my streams that, have had time, like they've been out for months and months, that none of them have gotten this many views. And while this one is happening, it's gotten 1,500 views. That's crazy.
Absolutely. And I'm so glad that I'm out here helping you, Davis.
Yeah, I'm glad you're helping me because I would not be able to read chat all by myself here, and I would not be able to go on and on for this long.
Yeah. Let me see if we have any other news on this hurricane. We did have, some drone video out there in, Grenada and those areas near the Lesser Antilles that show just destroyed homes. There's trees debarked, which I don't even know how that happens in a hurricane. Just bunches and bunches of devastating damage out there. It is absolutely devastating out there. We need to please, pray for them out there. Yeah.
It's windy out there in Jamaica. What direction for a direct hit in Jamaica? North? It would have to...
we don't really know if it's going to take a direct hit in Jamaica. That's just a model. So it could go south of Jamaica. It could go north. We really don't know. But, yeah. So we can't really say that right now because it could take a direct hit, but we really don't know.
Remember, you guys, Jamaica is right there in the cone of uncertainty, so there's actually a pretty good chance that, even if you don't get a landfall in Jamaica, it's almost a guarantee at this point that you're going to get impacts in Jamaica. We already have reports of getting impacts. But yeah, if this is going to hit Jamaica, it needs to travel northwestward, and unfortunately, that's exactly what it's doing. So.
It would, but on the GFS model, it looks like it'll impact Jamaica on the eastern side of the island. So areas near, hold on, let me look here. So areas near, Morant Bay, Port Antonio, Kingston, all of those areas look like they could take a direct hit by this hurricane. But we really don't know. It's still kind of too far out. We're still in the we're still in the cone of uncertainty, but that's where it would go if, the GFS model is right.
Yeah.
So just please, just take precautions. Can't stress that enough.
A lot of intensification here on our rotation in Nebraska, by the way. Again, you have a good question. What's the chance of this storm going the water part between Cuba and the Yucatan?
I don't know. I mean, it definitely could. That's what the path is taking. But the thing is, the GFS model is saying that this thing is going to hit Jamaica. Not saying that it's going to hit Jamaica, but that's just a model, so we really don't know. But it looks like it'll go west, and then it'll hit the Yucatan Peninsula there. Areas in, let me see, areas near, Cancun, all of those areas, Belize City. So just, we really don't know right now. It's still kind of too far out.
Yeah, but if you're just asking, like, my opinion, I don't think it's going to go in between Cuba and the Yucatan. It's a possibility, but again, I think that it's probably going to go more, towards the Yucatan here, so we'll see what happens. St. Thomas would be the first to get effects as it moves across the coast. The trajectory remains the same, yeah.
Yeah, Morant Point is on the eastern side of the island there, so that would be where this storm would go, according to the GFS model. It looks like it could hit right there, but that's a model stating that, and again, because this is not where this hurricane could go. Still in the cone of uncertainty, so we really don't know which way that hurricane is going to go, but it could go there.
Yeah, I think that's actually a pretty good chance that we see some pretty serious impacts in that area. I think that, again, we're expecting either a high-end Category 2 hurricane or a low-end Category 3 hurricane to make landfall there, so we'll see what happens with that. And again, that's going to mean, what that means, if you're not, a huge weather nerd and you don't know what that means, basically, the impacts in terms of the winds are going to be big, all right? We are expecting 100-plus mile-per-hour winds, obviously, for that area. But maybe up to 120 sustained if this really takes a turn for the worse here. Storm surge is going to be bad. Flooding rains are going to be pretty serious, so it's kind of an all hazards in play situation there for the Morant Point area. Where's this hurricane at the moment? So at the moment, this hurricane is currently just off to the west of the Antilles. It just went through areas like... I just blanked. It went through areas like the Lesser Antilles. I really can't just finish a sentence, can I? It went through the Western Antilles, and now it's out here in the Caribbean.
What is your opinion, at least if it's coming in like a direct hit? We don't know. There is a good chance that Jamaica could get hit by this storm, but it is definitely going to get hit somehow, either with that being, outer bands or something, or, being in a direct hit. We really don't know, but there is a pretty good chance that Jamaica could take a direct hit. So really just need to be prepared out there in Jamaica. I'm not ready to call this a code red situation yet, because this storm, hopefully, it weakens a lot, but it hasn't been. So if you're in Jamaica, just please be prepared right now. Don't panic. Just be prepared if you're near the Port Morant area and the Morant Point area.
Yeah, for sure. Stay aware. Be prepared. Again, I'm continuing to watch this Nebraska storm. This is not a severe weather coverage stream, but this Nebraska storm looks insane. Again, if you're out here, you need to be taking shelter. No confirmed tornado with this yet, but pretty close. So.
Yeah, this is just an unreal situation.
And
I honestly can't believe it.
This stream is kind of serving a dual purpose. We're doing a barrel update. That's the main thing, obviously, but then also talking about the severe weather. Anything for the Cayman Island? Yes. Where's the Cayman Island? I don't even remember. Georgetown. Okay.
So that would be the Cayman Islands there. That would be the Great Cayman.
Yeah, so I mean, Category 2 hurricane there. Low end Category 2. Sustained winds at about 100 miles an hour. Maximum gusts up to 120. And that would be landfall on Thursday there, Thursday morning. What time will it be when it reaches just below me? You're in southern Puerto Rico.
No, don't. They're not stupid questions. They're not stupid questions at all. They're great questions.
Yeah,
if you have any question, just go ahead and drop them. We'll answer them to the best of our ability.
Yeah, guys, jeez, I cannot talk. There's no such thing as a stupid question. And for the Puerto Rico question, by the way, it kind of is already just to the south of Puerto Rico. Tomorrow we will have a more accurate projection. However, at this point, I expect serious effects no matter what direction it takes, unless it makes a turn now, U-turn now. Yeah, that's not really a possibility, unfortunately. That'd be nice, if it could just make a U-turn. If it could somehow weaken to a category, weaken to tropical depression, hit the Antilles again, and then leave. That would be really nice, but that's not going to happen.
Or it could just die right now. That'd be great.
Yeah, that'd just be amazing.
But I don't think that's going to happen. I think it's going to continue to be a major hurricane by the time it gets to Jamaica. So you just really need to be prepared out there if you're in Jamaica or just anywhere near there.
Yeah. Again, I know we got
No, but seriously. Yeah, any question is not a stupid question at all. Even if it's like, oh, what's going to happen, in California? Oh, but kind of. If you're not going to get hit by, you're not going to get hit by the hurricane if you're in California. But thing is, though, if you have a question for anywhere out here in the cone of uncertainty or near this hurricane, it's not a stupid question at all.
Yeah, that's literally why we're here, guys.
The first hurricane becomes the first hurricane becomes a Category 5.
Yeah, even worse. Haven't seen anything like that since Andrew, I don't think.
Nope, I don't think so either.
Again, guys, this Nebraska storm looks pretty crazy. Again, Roman, you might want to go take a quick peek at that if you haven't already.
Let me go take a look.
The tornado warned one. And now we have a new tornado warning.
What?
It's an extension.
Okay, it's an extension. Okay. Oh, wow.
So if you're in Kramer or Crete, you need to take cover. Really hope it's not a sign of things to come. Yeah, unfortunately, there's a good chance that it is. I mean, this is probably going to be a historic hurricane season. People have been saying it. I'm continuing to say it. It's just crazy stuff. But yeah, we hope that it's not. We hope that it's not a sign of things to come. Did you look at the rotation?
Yeah. Wow.
If you look at it, it's been like that, too.
And it's heading right towards areas near Berks and Denton, Nebraska. Whoa. Look at the news scan.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, it's quite contaminated, and what that tells us is that it is really a tight rotation. If you look, the hook echo is pretty impressive, and it was even more impressive a few scans ago. Like, if you go back to whenever this thing was approaching Pleasant Hill, really clear hook echo there. I was kind of afraid we'd get a strong tornado. Does a series of tropic talks? Yeah, I completely forgot about that, but I do a weekly update on the tropics, even whenever we don't have anything crazy going on. So check that series out. It usually releases on Sunday, but sometimes whenever it's less active, I'll wait till later in the week. But whenever we're not doing an emergency live like this, even if there's nothing going on, during the summer and the fall, I do a series called Tropic Talks. And the first episode of Tropic Talks also includes my 2024 hurricane season forecast. Again, that was a while ago. It was about a month ago that I made that, but still, I think it stands. I think it's a decent forecast.
Absolutely. If you have any other questions, please drop them in chat. We are free to answer them. We're always free to answer them.
Yeah. The crazy thing is that I was excited whenever I saw that we had 40 concurrent viewers, and then we crossed over 100, and I was just ecstatic again. I didn't really say too much about it, guys, but that's crazy. Thank you. Very scared of Jamaica, to be honest. When I think I was a child, I had a bad experience with that hurricane. I think Gilbert, the whole place, white, and roofs coming off. I went to the bathroom, best place, yeah. Interior room, lowest floor of a building. Really the same precaution you want to take whenever there's a tornado warning is what you want to do in this situation. I know you guys don't get tornado warnings a lot out here, but yeah, just lowest floor of a building, interior room.
They do get tornadoes quite a bit.
Yeah, but they don't. I don't think they have like a regular tornado warning system out here. Like not the same
Yeah.
as ours anyway. But yeah, I mean, hurricane fear does stem a lot of times from childhood. It's the same thing. I have a thing like that, but for wasps. All right, I got stung by a wasp whenever I was like 5, and it hurt really bad. And now, even to this day, today I was going to the pool. I saw a wasp, and I tried to stay away from it. So
It's 11:30. I'm gonna go sleep. Good night. Yeah. Good night, Nacho.
the one thing different with Andrew, it was pretty slow moving monster, unlike Miss Barrel. Yeah, that's the thing. Barrel is actually booking it. All right. I mean, it is just going.
Yeah, definitely one for the books.
Moving at 20 miles an hour for a regular thunderstorm, that would be slow. But whenever we talk about a hurricane, that is pretty quick. Usually they move at
You
about
have
5 to
family
10
in
miles an
Jamaica?
hour.
Yeah, if you do have family in Jamaica, go ahead and let them know down the line that, this storm is coming. Hopefully they already know, but if they don't, go ahead and tell them that they could be experiencing a big hurricane here in the upcoming days.
Yeah, and again, it's going to probably range from Category 2 to Category 3 strength. Again, not certain if a direct landfall is likely, but definitely in the vicinity. You're definitely going to get some impacts at the very least
Yeah, absolutely.
of some storm surge, flooding, and high winds, probably. Yeah, tell your family to stay safe, make sure they know what's coming, make sure that they're scared, make sure they're prepared, not scared.
If anybody is living in Jamaica, I just have a question. Do they guys have tornado sirens or, anybody to tell you if there's a tornado coming?
Yeah, because we had a friend, I'm not going to say any names, but Mr. Storm, he doesn't have tornado sirens where he lives, which we both thought was interesting. We're both Midwest, so it's obviously odd for us to hear something like that.
You told some people there was a hurricane coming they didn't even know. Yeah, that's pretty crazy.
Yeah, like a lot of people don't know.
Some people don't even know. Some people don't even know that this hurricane existed right. Some people don't even know that this hurricane's going on right now. That's the sad part. And people do need to know.
They don't have them in Jamaica, apparently.
Wow, no tornado signs in Jamaica. Wow.
North Alabama's not going to see hardly any impacts. Maybe just some general thunderstorms.
It was 101. It was 101 at one point airborne.
Yeah,
You guys do have sirens?
we had multiple points where we had 100+ concurrent viewers.
Yeah, and I've been here throughout the entire stream. I mean, I'm gonna be here till Davis end stream. I'm gonna maybe go live tonight. I don't really know. It really just depends on how much people are watching the stream and how much people are asking questions. So
This one doesn't seem to have a wobble. How they move up, down. She's barreling her way into the Caribbean Sea. Yeah, ironically enough, Hurricane Barrel is barreling. That joke's been made quite a bit. It's kind of getting repetitive and annoying, but it's still kind of funny. I experienced one...
a tornado. You experienced a tornado when you were a kid. It was a drum that took a cab in the air. Wow, that's crazy.
If that's serious, then that is crazy.
I bet that's right though. I bet that happened.
Yeah, I'd believe it. It's just funny because that's like the meme that a lot of people say, so I couldn't tell if they were joking or not.
You don't get tornadoes this side. It's very rare. I mean, yeah, tornadoes happen everywhere. I mean, except for like Antarctica and all those areas, but tornadoes happen everywhere. That's the thing. That's the thing different with hurricanes. Hurricanes they happen. They don't happen everywhere in the sea. Imagine tornadoes happen, in the sea at the form of water spouts, and then they happen, in every, almost every piece of land here in the planet. I mean, the only place that really doesn't get tornadoes is, like Antarctica and Alaska and all those areas, the really cold areas.
Yeah. Yeah, Airborne. Our goal here isn't just to cover the trendy weather. It's just to cover what's most important. The most important thing here is making covering the more dire situations. If there's you know a heat wave coming in, obviously that'll be a big thing for a lot of people. But we're kind of more strictly a severe weather channel. But yeah, I mean, just interesting. We had a few water spouts in Jamaica a few times, but it's not common at all. Well, that's the thing. I feel like a lot of people that so let's say we have Billy Bob Joe that lives out here in central Oklahoma. He thinks that the western United States doesn't get tornadoes at all. I know a lot of people like that. Like, I told my dad once that there was a tornado outbreak in Chicago, and he was like, no, you must be mistaken. But no, they do get tornadoes, and they get it more than you would think. I mean, even places like Alaska, it's very rare, incredibly rare, but they do get tornadoes. They've had a few tornadoes in recorded history.
You've never experienced or heard of a tornado in Jamaica? Yeah, I mean, they're rare, but they do happen.
Yeah, I mean, they're rare everywhere. It's not like even if you live in like Oklahoma, it's not like you get a tornado every day that rips through your town.
No, that's kind of the thinking process for people that don't experience them. Oh, when they hear like Oklahoma gets a lot of tornadoes, they probably think, oh, Oklahoma gets a bunch of tornadoes every day. No, it's not true at all. They barely get a few a month. It really just depends on the environment for tornadoes on those days.
The reason you hear about this area, by the way, guys, as Tornado Alley, the reason this is Tornado Alley is because you have all that, in the springtime, you got all that warm, juicy air from the Gulf of Mexico meeting with that cold, dry air from the west. That's why we get severe weather in that area so much during the spring. Next advisory should come out in 20 minutes. I'll keep you all updated. All right, sounds good.
If it's not reported on the news, someone tells you, yeah.
I'm pretty sure, I know I said this earlier, but whenever I said 1 a.m., I meant 1 a.m. Central, sorry. Not 1 a.m. Eastern, so it'll be an hour and 20 minutes. I doubt we're going to be live at 1 a.m. My parents would not be very happy, so. We're starting to lose some folks. Still, though, this is more viewers concurrently than I've ever had on a stream before, and this is while we're losing people. But yeah, I mean, we're just going to cover for as long as people need.
You should always be prepared for tornadoes. Like James says, it's not a big deal till they come down on your street or county, so always be prepared.
Yeah, and I think one big thing that a lot of people struggle with, in the United States at least, is knowing where they are on a map. I have heard of people that can't even, not just like little kids, but like 30-year-old people that can't even name the state that they live on in a map. And guys, that is terrible. That is not good. Like, you should be able realistically to point out within, so let's say I give you your state, all right? Let's say you live in Ohio. You live in Mansfield. You should be able to point on a map within at least a 100-mile radius of where you live in that state there.
You don't plan on leaving? That's great, Sam. Thank you for sticking around.
Yeah, I appreciate all you, OGs to the channel, I'll say. As this has been our most active stream ever, and again, you guys even are helping out a lot, just being chat mods or whatever, and, also, just tuning in every stream, because that pushes this out in the algorithm more, so thank you guys for that. It's going to be a long, hot summer of 2024. Yeah. For sure.
Yeah, it really is. It really is.
I'll tell you what, though, it's been beautiful today for me. We were in the low 80s at the highs. Partly cloudy. I'm not trying to flex, but
we got like 100, so.
We did go through a heat wave, so literally the East Coast is having a heat wave, the West Coast is having a heat wave. Out here in the Central United States, it's not too bad. Okay. Well, they don't have NWS certified storm spotters in Jamaica anyway.
Yeah, they don't. Jamaica doesn't have an NWS, but they do have a weather office out there, though. They don't have spotters. They have a weather service, but they don't have spotters.
Yeah, it's not the National Weather Service that controls things down there.
It is a Category 5 hurricane.
Yeah, I know there's a lot of people that are just not tuning in that are confused on that. But yeah, we do officially now have a Category 5 hurricane. with sustained winds of 160 miles an hour and maximum gusts at 195 miles an hour, almost 200-mile-an-hour wind, guys. That's crazy. That's close to EF5 tornado strength. So just imagine the destruction of an EF5 tornado. It's not good. Now, luckily, it's not having a direct landfall anywhere right now, but places around where Beryl is right now are getting some minor impacts, like some gusty winds. We have people in chat saying, hey, I'm in Jamaica, trees are getting downed, and I believe it.
Absolutely.
You don't like heat and humidity? Yeah, I mean, that's just the classic saying, it's not the heat, it's the humidity. Look at how glitched out our storm is in Nebraska on the velocities.
What?
Look at how glitched out our storm is in Nebraska on the velocities. I don't understand our government, man. I wish they get better at most things. Even our internet sucks. Mr. Elon, save us now. I'm not gonna go there, but I'm just gonna not respond to that.
It's not on the ground, Sam.
Nah, no CC drop. That was just contaminated. Or not contamination, but it's... Yeah. You get the gist. Not a real CC drop. We technically still do have the remnants of Chris right now. Landfalling in west central Mexico here. But yeah. So again, I keep drawing this, alright? The reason I'm drawing this, I haven't mentioned anything about it, but that's my expectation for the addition to the cone here. Alright, I think by tomorrow it'll look something like that whenever I wake up. Alrighty. Can't believe it. Again, I can't believe that it's a Category 5 still. It's just crazy. Yeah, bye-bye, Chris.
Chris is nothing anymore. It literally is probably just some rain showers right now.
I couldn't tell what he meant by bye-bye, Chris. So there's somebody in Chris in chat that said goodbye, and I didn't see anything like that, so I was confused, but... Yeah, the amount of
viewership on this stream is insane. I do think we're going to stay live for quite a little bit more, but it's not very long. We're probably going to stay live for again, because we've covered a lot during the stream. We've covered almost everything there is to cover right now.
Yeah, it still is insane. Like, this is still the most active viewership I've ever had on a stream right now. Outside of what we saw earlier today on the stream. Earlier tonight. We're out here grinding for y'all. I mean, after this, I'm literally probably going to start, getting ready to go to bed. It's late where I am, but we're here grinding. This is the most important thing that we could be doing right now, honestly.
Absolutely.
109 hours. I don't even know how that's possible. Yeah, and you guys...
109 watt hours?
Yeah, in total, we have had 109 hours of viewership on this stream. You guys are actually crazy.
Wow.
By far my most successful stream in that aspect as well, ever. We also, this is also our most liked stream at, 53 likes?
53. It's not likely to have reached Cat 5 today, at least so fast. And here we now, the circuit is something else. Yeah, nobody thought this was going to go Cat 5. Not even me and Davis, not even Mr. Storm, Mr. Hurricane Expert, didn't even think that this was going to go Cat 5. But there was a possibility, and that possibility is now reality. So we are now here in the moment covering Category 5 Hurricane Beryl, the earliest Category 5 in the Atlantic in history.
Yeah.
Unreal. This is legit history, everybody.
54 for you? Huh. Yeah, I mean, the exact intricacies don't matter. It's still just crazy. Again, I think you guys all so much. The storm's trying to produce a tornado again near Lincoln, by the way. Look at the hook. Holy crap.
Really?
Thank you, North Sky. Have a good night. New tornado, or never mind, severe warning. They're really gonna let the tornado warning go off this? Do you see this?
What? Sorry, hold on. I'm getting on Radar Omega right now.
The newest scan's a little less impressive, but still.
Taking a look. Jeez. They should issue a new tornado warning.
Doesn't look like they're going to, but yeah, if you're in Lincoln, make sure you're getting inside. Quarter-size tail, 60-mile-an-hour winds, possible tornado. Still rotating if you look at the velocities. We can actually see it more clearly now. It's less contaminated. Do I have view of the eye of hurricane in action? Yes. We go ahead and take it on a satellite here. There's our little hurricane eye again. I don't know why it fades away like that. That's kind of annoying, but yeah, that was the eye. I could bring up a more defined image if you really want.
What?
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 I said I could bring up a more defined image.
Oh.
What do you think I said?
Mortifying.
Oh.
I was like, what?
Yeah, no problem. So again, if you're just not tuning in, sorry.
Sorry, I have a video of the actual hurricane making landfall in Cariaco. I don't know if I said that right, but that is where it made landfall as a Category 4, and I actually have a video of it, ripping up stuff. So I'll go ahead and share that to you right now.
Okay, I can't show that on stream though.
It's fine.
But yeah, if you're just not tuning in, Hurricane Beryl is now officially Category 5 if you're not aware. Peak winds of 160, peak gusts of 195, sustained winds at 160. Your birthday's on Wednesday. Happy early birthday. Again, this storm traveling into Lincoln, I don't know how this doesn't have a tornado warning. You must say this is the most fun weather channel you've ever listened to. It's different like that. Thank you, I appreciate it. I'm not trying to be super uptight here. Okay, that may be a debris signature. Look at this, Roman.
Hold on, I'm going over Radar Omega again.
I don't think that is a debris signature, but holy crap, if that is.
Let me take a look. Let me take a look.
Oh my gosh, it is. I think we have a strong tornado.
Hold on. Hold your horses.
Why do you keep closing out of Radar Omega anyway?
As I'm going to your stream. I mean, it could be, yeah. I don't know if it is, though.
If you look, it matches up with velocities.
It does, but the thing is, it's not matching up with reflectivity. It definitely could be, but we'll see on the next. We'll see what the NWS does.
Here's the thing. I'm so confused. I really hope that's not a debris signature. Holy crap. And they really need to get a tornado warning on this at the very least. Look at the hook echo as well.
Did they issue a new tornado warning? No, they didn't.
They need to. This is not good. There they did.
They did.
Alright, south side of Lincoln. Take shelter.
Radar indicated.
It's not a confirmed debris signature, but geez Louise, if that actually is a debris signature there, this is a really, really dangerous tornado. It's possible because there's so many homes out here. It could be a debris ball that big. Brandon Kopic's heading back up here. He's worried. He's got to be careful. It's going to travel right over Highway 77 where he's at. Again, sorry for all you guys interested in Hurricane Beryl, but we just got to pay attention to this for a minute. This may turn into a severe weather coverage stream. It looks like we lost a lot of our Hurricane Beryl viewers anyway.
The next scan does show it. It looks, I don't even know, man.
Yeah, that's a debris signature. That's a tornado. All right. Gosh. That's a really strong one, too, if that is a tornado. Holy cow.
Oh, wow. Wow.
No, yeah, that's a tornado. In Rokeby. Or is it? Like, the velocities don't... They don't correlate perfectly. But no...
Yeah, of course. We're always here for the updates, everybody. We're always here for the updates.
You can see the debris ball and reflectivity. That's a tornado.
Okay, real quick, for any new viewers that don't know what we're looking at, I'm going to go ahead and explain the radar modes. So, let's switch over to high-res reflectivity. High-res reflectivity is what you see on your, basic severe weather radar, and it basically shows you how heavy precipitation within a storm is. So, out here are some little radar sites out here that are sending beams of, they're sending beams of information to these storms. And when they hit the precipitation in the storm, it sends it back as a corresponding color. So when you see the greens, that means it's light rain. And the heavier the rain, the more darker, and the more red, oranges, and pinks you get. So that's high-res reflectivity, and that basically just shows us how heavy precipitation is within a storm. Also, let's go ahead and switch over to high-res velocity. High-res velocity shows us how the winds are spinning in the atmosphere. So this is a crucial part in identifying if a tornado is ongoing or not. Especially with our storm here.
Oh my gosh.
So, hold on. Okay, so the reds are, I think, winds going away from the radar. So when you see reds on velocity, that's winds going away from the radar. And the greens are green is winds going towards the radar. And when they clash together, really up close and tight. So you're probably wondering, oh, is this a tornado where this is? So yes, to the west of Rokeby, this is a tornado. This is a definite tornado. This is a classic tornado signature here. And then correlation coefficient is showing us what's in the sky right now. So, the pinks, the purples are basically just saying, oh, this is just plain rain and air. When you start seeing blues and greens and all that in a tight circular pattern, when it matches up with velocity, that's when you know a big tornado is ongoing. So I just wanted to explain that real quick for any new viewers coming in. But yeah, we have a major tornado on the ground here south of Lincoln.
Yep, no problem. Bye. Oh, shoot. Here it comes.
Yeah, it's on the ground. Brandon Kopic's like, here it comes.
Oh, God, man. Ugh.
This is a really strong tornado, too.
Do you see the latest velocity scan?
Yeah.
Near Rokeby?
Yeah.
Oh, my. Yeah, that's a strong tornado on the ground. Brandon Kopic is... I think he's trying to get away from it, because he is heading right into this thing. Please be safe. This should definitely be... I would personally put it at PDS.
I think that's appropriate. It should at least be observed.
Since there's so much populated areas out here, I would give it PDS. But they do definitely need to give this observed. This is just an unreal signature, man.
Holy crap, the debris ball now. There's like a 1% chance that this goes Tori. This is really bad. Look at the debris signature on correlation coefficient.
Is that the new scan?
Yeah, I don't know what's going on. It doesn't even look like
Brandon Kopic.
It doesn't even look like a tornadic debris signature. I don't understand. Like, is this a tornado or is it not a tornado?
I don't know what's going on, man.
No, that's a tornado. Yeah, that's definitely a tornado. Brandon Kopic was like, here it comes, too, so I'm assuming he saw it.
Yeah, for sure.
I'm not seeing it on his stream though. He's not freaking out anymore, so I don't. That's definitely a tornado though.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, why would it not be? I mean, we saw that thing on, radar tighten up really quickly, and then it just, produced a big debris ball, and it still could be on the ground. I really don't know. This is a really weird situation here, but it definitely was on the ground for a brief moment there, southwest of Lincoln near Rokeby, Nebraska.
I think it's still on the ground. If you are south of Lincoln, or if you're on the south side of Lincoln, you need to get into your tornado safe spot right now.
I don't know why it's not observed.
It just looks so weird. Again, I can't tell if it's on the ground or not, but here's the thing. Brandon Kopic is driving away from it. I feel like he would be chasing it, Maybe I guess there are no roads to turn. I don't know. I don't understand. This looks like a tornado.
There are roads. There are roads to go chase this on. He could have went east on the highway 2 near Saltillo, but he didn't.
Yeah, but that was behind him whenever it was.
Yeah, true.
You can't just turn around like you can in Twisted.
Yeah.
So again, if that's a debris signature, that is a really strong tornado. And again, we're hoping it's not. We're hoping this is all baloney, but gosh.
Still, it's not really showing up on high-risk velocity, but man, I would just about bet. Oh my god, look at the new scan. Oh my god, my heart just dropped.
That's a tornado. There's no way. All right, this is a large and strong tornado on the ground on the south side of Lincoln, Nebraska.
It's not PBS, but it's observed. So we have a weather spotters confirmed tornado located 4 miles southeast of Pioneers Park here in Nebraska, 6 miles south of Lincoln, Nebraska, moving east at 25 miles per hour. This will be in southeastern Lincoln and near Holmes Park right around midnight. So please run to your safe spot. You will not be able to see this tornado. And it is moving pretty fast, I would say. Yeah, 25 miles per hour. It is moving pretty fast. So these areas here, Stone Ridge Estates, Porter Ridge, Cripple Creek South, all of these areas are going to get affected by this tornado and are already probably getting affected by this tornado.
I don't care where you're at in this warning. You need to get to your safe spot. We've got an almost 2-mile wide debris ball here. This is a really strong tornado. Somehow it's not just radar. It didn't even go radar confirmed. They only put it on whenever they saw weather spotter confirmed. I don't know how it's not PDS, unless the radar imagery is just showing it way worse than it actually is. I don't know what's going on, but this is a really dangerous situation. And guys, Lincoln had a tornado a couple months ago. So
the new velocity scan's really bad.
I don't have it yet. Your things are coming in quicker than mine. I don't even know why. So, assuming it's in there.
So now this has turned into a strong tornado in Nebraska.
Yeah, guys, this could be a really damaging tornado. It is a really damaging tornado. It definitely is, but this could be a very, very strong tornado here near Family Acres and Cripple Creek. Now, my velocity scan's just not coming in. It's just not.
Our debris ball either dissipated or it's very, very deep over the Pine Lake Behavioral Health Center.
Well, what's happening is it's getting smaller, but...
Yeah, so it's probably our debris ball. It's just very, very small.
It's a drunk NATO, too. It's dancing around.
Wow, that is one of the weirdest debris balls I've ever seen on radar.
Yeah, you could see it on reflectivity earlier. Gosh. How long normal these tornadoes go for. Well, I mean, this tornado looks like it's occluding right now. We were not expecting this, though. But yeah, I mean, sometimes tornadoes like this go far, but this one doesn't look like it's doing it. The newest, I think, whenever you said new velocity scan earlier, you were talking about the one that I already seen, by the way. But this newest velocity scan shows the rotation way more broad. Yeah, that was a really brief, but jeez, was that a strong tornado. And it was kind of hard to tell for a little bit if it was or not, but it looks like it was on the ground for even longer than we thought, actually. So that was really bad for Rokeby. Rokeby just got nailed. I mean, that was a huge debris ball. That's the weirdest shaped debris ball I've ever seen, personally. Unless this was the only part of the debris ball and this is contamination. I don't know, but either way, big tornado just ripped through southern Lincoln.
It could be starting to recycle, by the way, to the near Porter Ridge. I think that's what we're talking about, right?
What?
It could be trying to recycle. I don't really know. Or is that the rotation we've been talking about near Porter Ridge?
I don't even see where... Oh. Well, that's what we've been talking about.
Okay. Yeah, that is the weirdest debris ball I've ever seen. It's deep, but, like, the thing is, it's not... It's super small.
It's really not as deep as it looks. Those green colors there are actually pretty light debris signatures. It's really not that deep. If you look, it's only 0.85%. It's not as deep as you would think.
Oh, I thought that was a dead spot. Oh, my bad.
No. Yeah, if that was a dead spot, then that would be a really dangerous situation. And it still is. We still have a tornado on the ground here, it looks like. Or at least debris
Brandon
fallout
Kopic is
here.
chasing it. Brandon Kopic is chasing it.
We still have debris in the atmosphere here, guys. So if you're in this area, you need to be in your tornado safe spot. And again, this could still be on the ground. If it's not on the ground, it could recycle. There's just so many reasons here that you need to be in your safe spot. Again, it previously produced a very strong tornado. So, yeah, not good. That was really not good. Gosh, that's awful.
Wow. Mother Nature is not wanting us to end stream.
Alright, it lifted. Well, I think we are going to end stream. I'm sorry to Mother Nature, but I think we are going to end off things here. Thank you guys all so much for making this my biggest stream ever. Feels like we're getting a more and more successful stream every time, but this, like, went way, way, way over my expectations and what I've already accomplished before. So thank you guys for that.
Yeah, this has been an incredible stream. Really, thank everybody for tuning in. I really hope we got out information about Hurricane Beryl and, of course, about the strong tornado here in Nebraska that touched down pretty briefly. Looked like it caused some pretty bad damage on a correlation coefficient. But if you haven't already, please go sub to Davis, go sub to Mr. Storm, and of course, go sub to me. I will be doing live severe weather coverage as well. I usually stream for much longer. I usually stream for areas within the range of 2 hours to maybe 5 hours, maybe longer if I absolutely need to. But yeah, so yeah, this has been an absolutely crazy stream.
Yeah, alright. Thank you guys for tuning in. I'll see you guys next time.